Super Business Women Show on Intellectual Radio. It's your girl, CEO Lexi, with all things couture. And I am here with my co hosts.
Hey, great big world out there. It's Shavana, your financial femme. How you doing?
And hello there. My name is Crystal Lewis, as you guys should all affectionately know me as. And I'm here, of course, to talk about real estate.
So, we have some exciting things to talk about today. I do want to first and foremost put a little promo out there for JBL Training Academy. And we do definitely want to send out some healing energy out to our co host, Shar. She'll be back next week with Shar Unlocked Love, Loans, and Lifestyle.
Yes, we wishing her all the best recovery, healing, prosperity.
Absolutely. So January 11th and 12th are the next upcoming Conceal and Carry. It's a 16-hour Conceal and Carry and 3-hour renewals at JBL Training Academy. For more information, you can follow JBL Training Academy on Instagram or give them a call at 844-426-6232. Again, that's 844-426-6232. And that's at JBL Training Academy. So, how was your guys' New Year's?
It is 2025, so I have
Welcome.
not seen you all since last year. That has been a long time.
Did you guys celebrate? Have fun?
So I'm gonna go with a little of both, maybe, possibly. In between all those other good words you could say.
Okay.
I didn't do anything. I always spend the new year at home with my family because I know that throughout the year, that's who I'm going to be with for sure. As traditionally they say, whoever you spend the New Year's with is who you're supposed to be with. So I always spend it with my family. And on the show the last time, I said that I wasn't going to eat. And I haven't eaten since that show. So I've been fasting ever since.
And you're still so pleasant.
Yes, you are. And I actually did that one time. I fasted for 14 days just to see if I could do it. It was a mind over matter thing. And baby, when I tell you day 15 got here, I've been eating since day 15.
I'm off like a couple handfuls of cashews right now. And let me tell you, I don't know. It's rough, but I do have my chlorophyll water. So hopefully that's going to hold me through.
We're going to pretend like it's food. Yeah.
But that's good, Crystal. I'm really excited about that for you.
Yeah, it makes me feel better. I feel rejuvenated. I think it's something that everyone should try to do. And as you mentioned, it is about a mindset with everything is. If you put your mind to whatever you want to put your mind to, you can complete anything that you want to complete. So we would be surprised of the power of the mind. But I think the thing is that you need to know your power, so I try to exercise it in every way, shape, form possible.
So are you doing like juicing and things like that?
Now that I am doing, so I'm drinking coffee, tea with cream, sugar, things to help me stay energized, to make sure that I'm healthy or whatever at the same time. So in all honesty, I've dropped like maybe about 7 or 8 pounds.
Oh, no, I mean, are you doing like the actual juicing, like with the fruits and vegetables and stuff?
No, I'm not doing that yet. So I'm just, if I want to get like juices that are freshly squeezed from the grocery store, I'll do that. But that's not what I'm positioning myself to do on a daily basis. I'm just making sure that I'm taking in enough water and enough liquids. But when I'm done with this part of it, then I plan to start juicing, paying attention to those Instagram videos that I'm seeing about the things that make you super healthy. So
are you taking vitamins?
I don't take a 1-a-day vitamin the way that I probably should, only because I keep forgetting to take it. Not that, but if you eat the right foods and put the right things into your systems, then you can generate those same vitamins. So in 2025, I'm really making this a legendary year for me. So I really want to live myself in my highest power. And that is like eating raw, eating super healthy foods and everything.
And that's excellent. Like I walked into this year saying, whatever I have been through, whoever has damaged me, I'm just going to let that go. Like, this is my year. I am doing nothing but expecting greatness. And not only am I expecting it, I'm claiming it. I'm believing that it's mine and I can have anything that I want to. My pastor used to always tell me, how bad is your want to? Like, how bad do you really want it? And I'm now taking that word for word because I know I want it this bad. So 2025 and every other year thereafter is going to be my year, because if not, the year is going to lose because I'm going to win.
That's super exciting. I'm glad everyone had a great New Year's. We are going to get into a really quick music break. We definitely want to thank you for tuning into the Super Businesswomen Show. Let's take a break. And welcome back to the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. It's your girl CEO Lexi with All Things Couture, and we were just discussing how our New Year's went and a little bit of our goals and what we're going to have going into 2025. Personally, I don't have any goals yet for 2025. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm actually going to be launching the Couture Life magazine, and I'm going into some journalism courses at NYU. So I did want to share that with you guys first. I already did share it.
That's awesome.
I did share it with my family and my friends, and of course my co-hosts. But I'm very excited to finally be releasing, which is now a book of a magazine. That I've worked extremely hard on, and it's filled with a lot of great interviews and just articles and just all types of great things in all areas. It's not just music. So that's a little bit of the delay with it, was because when I initially started, it was Couture Music magazine. And then I felt like I was leaving a whole lot of people out. And as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and then I work in so many other different areas of entertainment, I'm like, well, and so I actually started the Couture Life media venture, going out and doing like recaps at events and things like that. So I was like, well, okay, maybe I just can rebrand it. And I ended up making a new logo, and I had it on my shirt. And that day when I was thinking, I'm like, what do I call it? And I'm like, oh, the Couture Life magazine, silly. So that's what's going on with me for the first quarter. I definitely have a lot of other amazing things that I want to have going on for the rest of the year. And I think it's important to take it quarter by quarter for me, because I can get, with ADHD, I'd be all over the place. So I'm going to just do it quarter by quarter. And I think that's important in music, having deadlines and certain dates, and just knowing that there's 4 quarters and what we can get done in that timeline. especially if you're releasing music and projects and things like that, to be realistic with your timing, and especially knowing that there's a whole lot of going into it when you are releasing music or releasing any projects. So I'm going to do some things a little bit different today. Usually I give you guys a whole lot of information on a specific thing, and I was really drawing a blank for the past couple days, and it might be the new year. But anyways, the reason being is because I did want to give you guys some advice out there, our listeners, as far as branding yourself and marketing. So it's still something that I'm a part of in what I do. But I definitely want to tell you, if you are on social media and you're a musician, if you're a business owner, you need to make sure you are monetized on your social medias, and that should be an available option. I know at one point it was kind of just like if you were invited to do it. Now it's kind of like anyone can do this. So monetize your social media and pay attention to the algorithm, and make sure you are posting daily. I had a conversation with someone at Meta last year, and she was basically telling me a little bit more on Instagram, not so much, well, Meta owns both, but she was telling me, like, well, when you post on Instagram, use the carousels, which is multiple pictures, like that gets more of a drawing, I guess. I'm not sure what the word is for that, but she said that in reels. And the shorter the reel, the more plays you're going to have, the more interactions you're going to have with it. We are dealing with a time where people have very short attention spans, especially on social media. We just want to see something, we want to, it's kind of like when you go click on a recipe, on a website, and you want to skip to the bottom because they give you like this big long story of how they started cutting apples that they grew and things like that. We don't want to hear that. We want to get to the what do I need? How long do where do I preheat my oven to? So it's kind of like that. You just want to get to it, straight to it, and have the shorter the reel, the more engagement you're going to have on it, and make it interesting. There's so many different video editing apps and things like that out there that you can, add different sound effects or different lighting and filters and things flying in and flying out, whatever. You don't have to really be an expert. You just play around with this stuff. That's what I actually did, because I didn't have any formal training when it came to graphic design and things like that. I just learned how to do it. So fashion was different. So I have 3 questions that I would like for everyone to focus on when it comes to building a personal brand. And these are like some journal entry questions here. So to my listeners here today, our listeners, it's my segment right now. So no, it's kidding.
No, it's okay, because I want to write down the questions.
Okay. So for building a personal brand, the first question is, how can I structure my social media presence to balance authenticity with professionalism while attracting new business opportunities?
That's a good question.
That's a journal entry. That's something to really think about when you are building your personal brand. I will give you these because I know they're long, Shavana.
No, so like I can answer that question.
Okay.
I just hire you. It's simple.
Okay.
It's
That's
simple.
fair.
Or everyone who I know knows me, and everyone who I'll meet will know me. But I hire you, and then they can know all of me. So it's simple. I'm so not a social media person. I'm a creature of old habit. Just send me a letter in the mail. So give me
You
a
with these
newspaper.
letters in the mail.
This social
But
media.
I appreciate that, and I understand it, because I think it's important to know in business where you're not strong at. Like, I'm not strong with taxes, so I have to utilize and outsource the areas that I'm not good at. Doing my own hair, I have to make those appointments, and I'm covering it up right now because I haven't had time to take it down. Guys, don't judge me.
No
We
judgment.
listen and we don't judge.
If I could comment on
Yeah.
when you spoke about being authentic,
Mhm.
and I think a lot of times when people are just trying to get their feel and trying to get their way and trying to network and get accepted in the world, in their field, they find that they have to oftentimes put up this, I would probably say, false way about themselves, when the reality of it is that most of the time, especially those who really understand what it's all about, they can honestly tell when you are being for real and when you're being fake, you know. So I think that when you're building your brand, building yourself, letting the world know who you are, you definitely need to be as authentic as possible, but also, you know, understand where to draw the line and where not to draw the line, you know. So that's extremely important. So I think that that's a very good point that you made, is that, you know, being your authentic self in the same process as well as branding. So
Yeah, because we can do the graphics and we can do, we can make you look super professional, but at the end of the day, your clients have to deal with you in person.
correct.
And one thing I always think about, especially in entertainment, is that just because something works for someone else
Correct.
does not mean it's going to work for you, because that might be their niche, that might be their
What they're good
blessing,
at.
their calling, so you could see somebody and they're doing the same exact thing as you, and you'd be like, oh, and mind you, this is like a fine line for me, because I always look at it like, we are influencers when we're on social media. So we have to, there's a thin line there, because I look at it like, I know my social media presence is intended to influence. There's going to be people that are taken and be like, wow, that's cool, I want to try that too. And that's great. But then you do have the people that will actually try to like completely copy what you're doing. And then we're like, okay, hold on, there's a little plagiarism here, but you definitely want to have market yourself. You're and then some businesses, I guess the product may be more important than the personality, but you still want to have a good relationship and be personable with your clients. So yes, being authentic is super important, and you have to balance that with your social media and put that out there for everyone. My next question in building a personal brand is, what messaging and visuals should I use to reflect my expertise, core values, unique talents in my personal brand, which I kind of already just talked about.
Definitely, especially with the talent. You just have to know what you're good at. And you have to accept that and like not be angry. So like I know I suck at social media, but I will mail every letter and package that you have. The post office, FedEx, UPS, they will all know me because I'm good at that. So I can accept that and I'm not mad about that.
But Shavana, it really media really is like with everything else. It's when you start doing it, you practice, you get out there, you start talking.
No,
Like
ma'am.
one of my girlfriends, she always did videos, always spoke on the air. And one day I just said, okay, I'm gonna make a video. And she said, you did really good. Keep doing it. So I do it more often. So I just think that instead of saying, like I suck at it,
I just tell the truth. I live in my truth.
right, but that's now.
And that's gonna
Remember,
be ongoing.
it's the mind,
And,
though.
and it's the truth in the mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick to what I know how to do. I'm gonna go to the post office and I'm gonna let y'all, you
We're
and
gonna bring
Lexi, do social media.
we're gonna bring all our returns. I have a stack of Amazon returns to bring to Shavana. She can she
and
can
I will
handle
go
it for us
and I will
all.
gladly go to the post office and stand in line. Like I be smiling. I be the one in line that's excited.
And you know what? It is important to know your strengths, like I said, in business. So you can always, thankfully, we can always hire people that we know
True.
can market us and things like that. And like for me with marketing, I still have to know you as a client, so I know how to market you and put you out to the world and make sure that you not only look professional and stuff, but it's
Right.
catered to what
It's
you are, and
right. And
showing,
I'm
and
best
Crystal.
I'm best at marketing myself in person. So I don't want to go on social media and market myself. I want to go outside. I want to talk to people. I want to meet people. I want to shake your hand. I want to know something about you. So when you do call me and you say, "Do you remember me?" And I can say, "Yes. You're the one that told me you had 6 dogs and 2 goldfish." So that's how I want to market myself. I want you to know me, or you're gonna say that lady with all them different colors in her hair. You're gonna know me. I'm gonna stand out.
And you know what? That's your niche right there. You just don't even realize it. You just need the camera person following you around while you out shaking hands and mailing packages out. That's all. And the last one is, how can I develop a memorable personal brand identity that resonates with my target audience? So again, These are questions you got to think about when you're building your personal brand, when you are putting yourself out there on social media. And I feel like this is important in not just music, but in all business. But again, you know what I say about music, to be successful in independent music, you definitely have to operate yourself as a business. It is important that as a musician, when I go to your social media, that I know that you're a musician, not that you can't or, you shouldn't share other things or have anything on there, but it should not take me over 5 minutes
To
on your
figure out who you
page
are.
to find out that you're a musician.
Mhm.
There should be links in your bio. With social media today, we can put links to our music. We can put links to our website. We can implement all these different things. You should have a link tree. You should have a website. You should have something where I'm immediately able to notice a song or YouTube, or where I can find out that you're a musician. It's great that we share personal things, and we share funny reels, and we share recipes, and woo up the bam, but market yourself as what you're doing. So if you are a musician, it is important that you take a look at your social media and say, hey, if somebody that is interested in working with me, or someone that's interested in investing in me as a musician, how long will it take for them to realize that I'm a musician? And not just because they came to my page because they seen a comment of them saying, hey, I make music. Great. We need more. So definitely think about that as building your personal brand. Those questions, I'll post them on my social media, which is at CEO Lexi Couture. Maybe I'll add them to the website. I'm thinking about adding some more stuff. My website's pretty full, guys. I don't know.
I think you should add them. That gives a person a chance to really sit back and think about what no one has asked them, or, they're beginning their journey. So, where do I start at? What is something I need to think about? Something that's like outside the box. Because if you're a one person show and you're trying to do everything solo, those are good tips. So, I think you should post those on your, not just your social media platform, but post them on your website, because it's there and people will go back and they'll revisit that. And 6 months from now, they'll potentially call you or send you an email and say, hey, guess what? Question number two made me really sit down and identify with a lot of things. And I thank you for that. And I'm going to use this question, and et cetera, et cetera. So I don't think you should just limit it to social media. Put it on your website, because I'm sitting here now thinking about those questions. And although I know I never want to go into social media, it's just something different, you know?
I feel like we needed that tension today. So now it's you and Crystal instead of you and Shar and the IRS. So it works out good. We
Yes,
needed that filler. We
and
needed it.
professionalism, I think, is something that is extremely important when you are branding yourself. Because I look at a lot of times people are doing these funny skits and stuff like that, and that's cool to do. Nothing's wrong with that if that's what you want to present yourself as. But I think somewhere in the midst of all of that, people need to be able to understand that you're a professional. So I think a lot of times what I've noticed on social media is that a lot of times people are so focused on trying to get the attention, but not focused on the professionalism so people can take you seriously. Even I saw where someone posted something about, what turns them off and turns them on about people on social media, women and men. And some of the things that they were saying is that, women not being as ladylike as they should be on there. So I think that we kind of need to focus on how we're also presenting ourselves on there. Let people see that you have a sense of humor, but let people understand that you're about business too. So I think that that's very important. And lastly, if you don't mind me saying, Meta has where they have the Meta University now,
Mhm.
where you can go on there and you can get certified to do a whole bunch of stuff on there. I don't know exactly where it is. Lexi, she could post the link or let everybody know about it, but it's out there. So, you can make yourself very marketable and professional inside of the meta world.
And we will post that on our social medias, that link sometime today. There, yeah, that's definitely a great opportunity, the Meta University. So I don't have all the information on that, but we will definitely share that link with our listeners. And also, I do want to say professionalism is extremely important. And a lot of people understand in entertainment, I think it can get a little fuzzy. I am one of them people that I love to joke. I like to laugh. I like to have a great time. Social media, I don't really try to take it too seriously, but I will always give out disclaimers that when it comes to couture music, when it comes to my businesses, I am very professional when it comes to that. So even though the persona you may see on social media, or at the time if I'm just feeling silly or anything like that, or doing skits and things like that, even though I guess I can still be a relaxed person with
Yeah.
my clients, but when it comes to actual business and it comes to handling the contracts and the paperwork and it comes to releasing music and it comes to management, marketing, whatever part you're interested in, I'm going to take that very seriously, and I absolutely uphold that professionalism at all times. But I will have a little fun on my social media. It's not too much,
As you
because
Right.
should, as you
And put
should
in
be you.
a lot of times people put their personal stuff on there too. And I'm like, okay, if you're running a business, you know, because I just think about my mindset. So I'm like, if you're running a business, I don't want to hear or see how you're mad at this person or mad at that person, because that really is your personal business. And then it's giving people the opportunity to use something against you. I'm not saying make everything out to be peaches and cream. And I'm not saying, don't hold some truth to your life out there. But, if you're mad at your wife or your husband, or, something crazy, or whatever, I don't know,
yeah,
if you are a professional, you're running a business, keep that over there.
You have to know what to put out there, because people sometimes they'll use that against you. So you want to be mindful, especially being a business owner, what you're going to put out there, because people will say, wow, I didn't know this about this person. I didn't know this person did that. Oh, this is what go on in their household.
Correct.
So
yeah,
if this is they fake, as you spoke about
Right.
earlier. So yeah, I'm just so mindful of the information that I do put on a social media platform when I am forced to do it. And if it's not about the IRS, if it's not about taxes, if it's not about my mother, or a funny picture of me and my sister, because I like to joke with her because she like 4 feet tall, Benita gonna kill me. But other than that, like, the only thing you gonna say about this lady is that she like the IRS and she crazy, or that she don't have a life because all she talk about is taxes. That's what's gonna happen. Because I don't got the time for it. You got to read through that information. I got too much to read already. No. So being professional, I know, is you gotta uphold that. And it's okay to be yourself and be professional and stern, because people will remember you for that. My clients can say, Shavana is absolutely fun. I've invited them to family gatherings or just birthday parties, and they can say Shavana is fun, but man, when it comes to taxes or our business, she's a totally different person. But man, so they respect that. And that's good, because people need to know that being professional is number
That's the sale.
one. Right.
absolutely.
That's the
And
sale.
that's how you retain your clients as well, I believe.
Correct.
And so that will be my segment for the all things couture, and that was sponsored by the Couture Music Management. Before I give you all my contact information, I do want to remind you that every Monday night, come on out for spades, games, and shots at Bixby Bar, which is located at 22315 Central Park Avenue in Park Forest, Illinois. That's from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Again, every Monday night at Bixby Bar. They're booking free birthday parties. They have food and drink specials all night and half off hookahs. And the sounds are provided by Shy Blizz, the crown holder.
Ooh, ooh, shabby.
And that's my segment. I can be found at CEO Lexi Couture. And I'm going to pass this on over to our accounting professional.
Hey.
Hello, Shavana. Shavana, you got some comments in your you got to check
I,
your comments.
oh, I wasn't even, my lovely, lovely co-host Shar is definitely listening. Hey,
Oh,
Shar.
hi,
I
Shar.
wish you were here, because I really wanted to mess with you today with the IRS, as you call them, the three-letter people. Yes, my old professor. I went to Harold Washington College. She's watching. Hello, professor. Hey, A Tootie. Hey, Benita. So I guess everyone wants to see who else is here. But today I'm just going to be, talking about what's most important, what everybody wants to talk about. When am I going to get my W-2s and 1099s? I'm also going to remind all business owners, please, 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 you have until the 15th I'm sorry, the 13th to do your BOI reinstatement. It is so important that you get that done because it's free and it takes you 5 to 7 minutes to get it done. If not, you're going to end up paying more money than what you actually have to give these people. Take the 5 to 7 minutes, go online, fill it out. Make sure you have a copy of your license or state ID back in front. I'm also going to talk about and let you know that by the statute and the law, entities have until January 31st to get all W-2s and 1099s to the post office. They have until the 31st. So a lot of people are calling and saying, when am I going to get them? Can they come with my first check stub? And some companies may have it where you can get it with your first paycheck stub. Some companies may have it where they're going to send it to you electronically because that's how you opted to receive it. Some companies are going to, put it in the mail and send it to you. Long as it's post dated by January 31st, they are in
I thought it
compliance.
was paused though. The
No, it
that.
was reinstated.
Yeah, it was reinstated.
Oh, it's not paused.
No, we
No,
talked about that last
I
show.
know, but I thought they repaused it again. No.
no, I didn't
Oh,
see that.
okay. I thought they did. I thought they did.
Did you do yours?
No, I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna get it done ASAP though. But I thought it was paused.
Does
That's all.
well, so we already seen how they opened it. We
Okay.
also seen how they closed it. We seen how they opened it again. So you don't want to be caught in that crossfire. So
I
just
don't
go
like
get it done.
crossfires at all.
Yeah, I think the simplest thing is just to get it done at this point.
Right.
And
5 to 7 minutes. How long did it take you to do yours, Lexi?
we are definitely less than 5 minutes. So,
Like I said the last time, I got just a little confused in there. I hate my hair turned blonde when I was doing it, but somewhere I got a little confused. So for me, it just wasn't as easy as everybody was making it out to be.
Well, I tell you what, give me a call later on tonight and I'll go in there and do it for you. Because
Okay.
I don't want you to get caught in this crossfire because let's just say that the fee is
I ain't got
$500 and you're gonna have to pay a fee because you didn't take 5 to 7 minutes to get this done.
trust me, I'm not gonna get caught. What they say with my pants down? I don't get caught with my pants down now.
They trying to catch you with your pants up now too.
Yeah, that's the only way they're gonna find me is with mine up. Mine ain't gonna never be down.
Yes, but I will definitely help you with that later on this evening, Crystal. It's so
Okay,
important to
thank you
get
very
that
much.
done.
Okay.
Yes, I wish you would have told me before I would have been on you.
Okay. Thank you. I like sometimes you gotta get on.
And so everyone has been asking lately. We're going into a new year and they want to do something for themselves. They want to leave a legacy. And people are interested in opening up their own companies now, which is great. I so respect that. What I do like to tell people is do your research. That's the first thing. Do your research. Know the type of company that you want to open, whether it's a sole proprietorship, whether it's a C corporation, a S corporation, a 501c3, which is a non for profit. Know the type of LLC, know the type of entity that you want to open. Don't go to your accountant and say, I want to open up a company. My cousin got a company and they said that this would be the best way to go. First of all, who's they said? Secondly, how do you know that what they did is going to work for you? How do you know that's going to be in your best of interest? You don't know. Do the research. Sit down. Contact Anointed Accounting. We'll help you with some of those questions. We'll direct you to where you need to go to find some of those questions. I also like to tell people when they're starting their own company, Don't just come up with a name, because your company essentially is your child, because you're putting everything into this, your time, dedication. It's, of course, it's going to cost money. You're going to have capital. You're going to have some good years. You're going to have some bad years. So this is essentially your child. And so you wouldn't just name your child any name. You want it to be meaningful. You want it to mean something. And so, like, what I like to tell all of my clients and even newcomers that come to see me, I want you to picture this name when you're asleep, and you just start smiling in your sleep, and you wake up with a smile. So think of somebody writing you a check, and it just comes right off, no matter how good your day is going, no matter how bad your day is going, because you see your company's name, that's going to just shoot off a firecracker. It's so important, to think about that, because that's a process. For me, it took me 4 years to come up with the name for my company, because I didn't just want any name. I wanted it to mean something. I wanted it to have purpose. I needed to know that no matter how good or bad or indifferent my day was going, I could just look at the name of my company or say it, and I'm an entirely different new person. So I think that that's so important. I also took the time to research to see if I wanted to be a sole proprietorship, if I wanted a LLC, if I wanted a corporation, because that was going to determine how I operated. And so a lot of people, they just want to jump in and open up a company because their relatives or their friends have it. That's not the best way to go. Do the research, contact Anointed Accounting, will help you with that, because it's so important to know that. It's so important. And I'll give you more information about that. And also, I got a question this week, just in conversation about filing your taxes. And the question was, I know I work 3 jobs, but I only want to report 2, because I know I'll get more money because I have children. Can I do that? Absolutely not. Absolutely
Now,
not.
what was the question?
I know I work 3 jobs.
Hmm.
I only want to file 2, because I know I'll get more money because I have kids. So, in essence, they don't want to report all of their income. They want to report some of it so they can try to
Oh, get more
maximize,
money.
yes, with the earned income child tax credit.
Hmm.
And absolutely not. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. But so many people are out here doing that. That's why it's best to know what's on your name, what's under your social, and what you do in the dark while you're trying to pull a wool over the Internal Revenue Service eye. They already know what you made, because the company has to send in transmittals with this information. So why even try it? And then once you try it, and let's say you succeed, let's just say you go to someone and you proceed to get your tax return filed, only filing these 2 W 2s. Now you're opening yourself up for an audit. Now you're going to have to spend more money when you didn't even have to do that. It's not that serious. It's not. Report all of your income. Don't try to scam the Internal Revenue Service. It's not worth it. It's going to ultimately cost you more in the end than you would have gotten anyway. Yes,
So,
Crystal.
can your tax consultant like give you different avenues as to where you can say this money can go, that money can go? Like maybe charity things that you can write the money off for, so that you can have more of a benefit. I know it's different ways that tax professionals can come up with different things to source your income so that you can get what you want out of it as well.
Yes, and that's why it's so important to utilize your your preparer. Like Anointed Accountant, we're here 365 days a year. We do not just do taxes. So we're there to inform our clients, and we tell our clients, look, don't just call us when it's tax time, because so much can happen that's going to have a domino effect that we could have prevented all of this, right?
Hmm.
So things are changing. And like now, I'm literally on a calendar. That's where my life is at, on a calendar. I have clients coming in. Shavana, my income is finna change. Shavana, I know I'm going into another tax bracket. Estimated tax payments, I know they're about to go up. What else can I do? How can I stop paying such an enormous amount in what I'm paying? How can I control my situation and not feel like I'm still living paycheck to paycheck? So these are some of the questions that we get, and we sit down and we talk to our clients and we help them. But that's because they come to us at the beginning of the year. They don't wait till the end of the year and say, "Oh, darn, I didn't call you. I didn't know." Or somebody else told me. No, we do not operate like that. We want you to call us. We want you to talk to us so we can tell you, because nobody wants to pay an enormous amount of taxes at the end of the year, right?
I don't know anyone that does. I
I
haven't
know
met
I don't.
anyone yet.
I know I don't. And but I do know that it happens. I do know the benefits of it, but that doesn't mean I like for it to happen. Because if I'm sending in, let's just say, estimated tax payments every 3 months of $1,000, that's $4,000 I've sent just to one entity, because that's just to the federal government. That's not even including what I got to pay the state. So you know it's beneficial to sit down with your tax professional
Mhm.
and be honest. I always tell clients, don't lie to your attorney, don't lie to your accountant, don't lie to your pastor, don't lie to your doctor, because those four can keep you out of trouble. Collectively, they can keep you out of trouble. So you have to be open and honest with them so they can guide you. And I love the relationship, as you mentioned earlier, that I do have with all my clients, because I talk to my clients. I tell them, look, no, that ain't right. Some of them, and I'm very professional with them, but I'm also honest with them. And when I feel like they're wanting to lean more to the right versus more to the left, that's when I say, look, bro, this not gonna work, especially if my name is gonna be attached to it. Now you're free to do it, but I won't have any parts of it. And so when it's stipulated like that, it's like, oh, okay, then I don't think it's best for me to do it. I'm gonna just do what you say. And that's the way to go, unless you just got money stashed away and you just want to send them to, as my co-host would say, the three-letter people. So I just think it's beneficial to sit down and talk to your preparer, talk to your accountant, get this information. Be realistic with what you're doing, with your expectations. Do your research, ask questions. I have it on my social media platforms that I want my clients to be engaging. Put questions out there. Don't be afraid of those questions, because the questions that you have, I can guarantee you that someone else has that question. I have a public platform. Ask the questions. I want to answer them. I don't want you to be stuck in limbo, or as Crystal said, with your pants down, when you don't have to be. It's so much information out here, and we just need to utilize our resources. If we can go to Google and look up a telephone number, or if we can go look up an address or a recipe, as you said, CEO Lexi, we can take that time and look up the information that we need to look up that's going to be for us. And I just think that that's so important. So um, that's my segment for today. And um, before we turn it over to our lovely co host, We are going to take a commercial break and we'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning into the Super Businesswomen Show on Intellectual Radio. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. It's your girl CEO Lexi with all things couture, and we are going to pass it on over. We're going to start talking real estate, guys. I know that's exciting.
It is. It's very exciting. It's so very exciting. As a matter of fact, Crystal, you actually came up in the conversation this week. My brother reached out to me because a friend of his was interested in real estate. One of my professors actually just reached out to me, Professor Bowl,
Okay. Oh,
from school,
okay.
and was asking about real estate. And I thought that that was very nice. And just a quick highlight before I hand it over to you.
Okay.
So, my sister Benita had made a post on my page and said, you know, sis, never stop what you're doing. I don't care if no one likes your page. Somebody is always listening and
Somebody's
watching.
watching.
And, it came at the right time. And when it came, it just touched my heart. So Saturday, I'm out and I'm going to the store and I'm on the phone and I'm talking to my brother in love. And he says, "Hey, great big world out there." And I said, "You listen to me?" He said, "Every Saturday." So the highlight of that is that he's in Canada and he's listening to us every Saturday. And I just thought that that was so amazing that someone in Canada is actually listening, and his name is Tony. And I'm just like, wow, Canada? And you're taking time to listen to me. And he say, "You all do a good job. Keep going."
Mm-hmm.
And so like I just love that. And then speaking to one of my other nephews, Lexi, he's worked with you, and he told me, man, she does great work. And so like I'm so excited to be working with you. So just the networking that's going on amongst us, I'm so feeling the energy. I'm so feeling the love. And Crystal, I can't wait to hear the information you're going to give out today.
Okay.
I hope both of them are listening to us.
Me too. Me too.
If
Yeah,
they're
thank
not
you for
watching,
tuning in. Thank you to Tony, your
yes,
nephew. Thank you.
to
Shout out
all
to
our
all of our
listeners.
listeners.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And please don't forget to call in 708-223-8953. And I am going to turn this over to the lovely real estate
Thank
Crystal.
you very much.
Get it, girl.
Hi there. Hello, everyone. Call you back. Okay. Um, so
They're calling
sorry
the
about
wrong
that.
line. It's
Yeah,
708-223-8953.
there you go. And at the wrong time,
They forgot. They forgot.
they
It's the
forgot.
new year. It's the new year. They get a chance.
Exactly.
They get a
Everybody
chance.
gets a pass. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is staging the home.
Mm.
Are you familiar with staging?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So, staging the home is basically when you are ready to present your finished product to the world, and your finished property, your finished project. And to me, I think that staging the home is extremely important. For me, I think it is. Everyone looks at it and has their own perspective, but I think that the goal is to get the clients out there to visualize exactly what their home is going to look like when they're in it. And the way that you do that is setting it up. So, I had a girlfriend that told me, she said, "Well, I think if the property is done correctly, then you don't have to stage it," which I could understand her perspective of that. But to me, I think that the goal is to get the house sold as soon as possible so that your investor, your person can know that you move and shake these properties. The money is not sitting. So to me, I feel like whatever it is that you have to do to get that property sold so that you can get a return on your investment, I think that that's the most important thing to do. Now, of course, I took some notes as I always do.
Not the glasses. Not the glasses.
Yes, the glasses again. I called for my contacts. I was like, oh my God, I forgot about my contacts. I called, and my prescription is on one eye, it's one prescription, on another eye, it's another one. So they're special orders. So it takes a little bit of time. But next Saturday,
No glasses. No, but I'm
this
team
won't be the
glasses.
charge.
I'm team glasses. So I think you should still wear them next Saturday. Cause it could be two with glasses and two without. Don't
Hi,
don't leave
my
me hanging.
lovelies. Oh, I'm not feeling these glasses. They're only for taking care of business. But here we go. So, I want to talk about staging the home. So, staging a home is highly beneficial, as I said, for selling your home. It gives and creates a positive first impression, and it allows potential buyers to envision themselves living in the place. So, as I mentioned, you have to look at it as, and as a realtor, you, as an investor, you have to look at it as getting return on your investment. And as a realtor, you have to look at it as showing my investor that I am the most qualified person that you need to use after you get this property sold. And that is by moving and shaking it as fast as possible. It draws attention to the property, such as spacious layouts, natural light, unique architectural details. This makes the home appear more appealing and also functional. So, as stated, the individual can see themselves actually living in the home. It increases the buyer's interest. Well staged homes stand out in online settings. listings, marketing, materials, and as mentioned, it attracts more buyers to schedule showings and viewings. So you also, as we all know, when we are doing these stagings, we're also doing them through open houses. So when you have it promoted online and they're able to see the staged home, it's like, wow, let me go check out this fabulous property. So that is another reason why. Another reason is, as I mentioned, it increases the environment that helps potential buyers imagine their belongings and lifestyles in the space. As when you're doing real estate and you are flipping it and you're creating it for the person on the other end, you want for your potential buyers to actually look at a property and be like, man, I could see myself in there. I could see myself raising my family in this environment. I can see me and my fiance or my husband, I could see my children in here for the rest of my life. And the only way to do that is to set that vision for them, because everyone are not visionaries. So the great thing about a developer or a real estate investor is that they have become a visionary. So the goal is to become a visionary when you're doing the business yourself. Uh, it also helps show the proper placement of furniture. So instead of looking at it and saying, looking at it and seeing like, okay, I'm gonna have stuff everywhere. No, you're already seeing exactly how you can utilize this space. Because the more spacious your place is, the easier it is for you to move around and navigate in there. And that is what you want for the potential buyers to be able to see how spacious it is. As I mentioned, it also sets the right mood. You want to set the right mood. When you're staging your home, you want to have candles lit. You want to have it smelling good. You want to have that bed made. You want to show the curtains. As mentioned, you want to have that natural light showing. You want for your potential buyers to be able to see, this is where I want to be. So that's why I think staging the home is extremely important. As I mentioned, it speeds up the sale. Staged homes often sell faster because they attract more interest and appear move in ready. So anytime, like when I was living in apartments, I used to go look at places and I would see them, and online I would see them staged. And then when I got in there, I'm like, okay, this isn't as fabulous as I thought it was. But that staged home is what brought me in. The wonderful thing about real estate is that we can do virtual staging. So we can set up the home and we can present it so that you can see exactly what it would look like when it is in a virtual setting. So it can be virtually staged, and if you can't afford to do that, actually staging it, then that's probably the better outlet for you. But if you can actually take out the time to create a budget where you can actually stage that home, and when the client walks in there, they're walking into that staged home, that's a much better setting, in my opinion, than not having it set.
Can you do a before stage? Like, I can tell you how I want this property to look or how I'm envisioning it. And then you just give me a stage like that, like a before and after. Is that something or no?
Well, as mentioned, what is going on? Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry. So, me myself, I believe in trying to work as much with my client as I possibly can. So, for me, I always say, okay, how do you want to have this set up? How do you want to make this look? But you have some clients that want to be hands off, and they want you to completely have everything figured out on your own. So, you yourself, you have to be a visionary as a realtor. You have to look at it. And then also they have actual people that work for these staging companies that come in and work with you with setting the staging up. So, it just depends on what the client wants, how you want to do it. But the main goal, I think, is to work up close and personal with that staging company. But, once again, you don't want to be so overbearing with your thought to whereas if you run them in the other direction, they're like, okay, forget it. I don't want nothing to do with this person because they're overdoing it. So I always feel like you need to let people do the best in their field that they can do. And you always want to hire the best and the experts. Now, let's talk about some of the cost of staging your home.
That's a good one. Cost. Tell me the price.
Right. Hey there. So, first, you want to understand that in this business, when you are staging your home, it's a very, very serious deal that you're doing. You want to get a good return on your investment. So, you have to have a consultation. You can't just expect for somebody to read your mind. So you, as the realtor, if the client is letting you lead that pack, that's fine. Or the client needs to come and sit down and have that consultation. Me, myself, personally, I would like to be there so that I can partake in the sale and in the consultation. But as I said, I always think that you should, listen to what your client is saying. So the initial consultation is usually between $200 to $600 to get that consultation done.
How much?
Between $200 to $600.
Mm.
Someone told me that this is a business where you have to spend money to make money.
And you're absolutely right.
So if you want to make some money in this business, you're gonna have to spend some.
And 600 will get me like the best of everything.
Well, I would probably say if you're spending $600 for a consultation, you probably are doing some extreme luxury living. And you've spent a lot of money on your property that you're presenting to the world. So if you're going to spend $600, you need to be in a pretty good bracket for that amount of money.
That's that $1 million home.
Well, I don't want to put a number on it.
And that's just for the consultation. That's not
Mhm.
including anything else.
Correct.
So
I just want my money's worth. I just want my money's worth.
Now, also, a lot of times when I first went inside of staged homes, I always thought that, like, oh, that TV is over there, this is over there. But honestly, a lot of those things are not real. So it's like fake TVs.
Mm.
Yeah. They're not real. Yeah. So I thought that, I'm like, okay, all this stuff is in here, but it's not. Those TVs are not real. So
Interesting.
So it doesn't have to cost that much, So it can initially start with staging the home between $1,500 to $7,000. This includes furniture, decor, and professional setup for vacant homes. But as I mentioned, costs vary based on the number of rooms staged and the rental duration of the furnishings. So, when you do stage those homes, it's going to be a time that you're going to have them sitting in there possibly. But as I mentioned, that's the reason why you want to stage it, have it presented well on the MLS, on different avenues that you can so that you can get that done. You can also do partial staging where you're not staging the whole home. Me personally, I think if you can, you stage that whole home so that when that potential buyer is coming in there, they're not skipping a beat. But you have to still do what's inside of your budget. So a partial staging can cost between $800 to $3,000. So you want to focus on, when you're doing the partial staging, you want to focus on the key areas. Those key areas are the living room, the kitchen, the master bedroom, and also you want to focus on making those bathrooms nice too. And, you want to have the lighting set well. I think it's good to when you're doing, which we'll talk about an open house, but when you're doing an open house, I think you want to make sure that you have a little bit of music playing. You're totally setting the mood. You want to have some hors d'oeuvres. You want to have a little champagne. You want to have it set up correctly.
You give the best housewarmings, I see.
Well, I definitely think that they're important. It's extremely important. Now, you can also, if you have your own home and you're selling your home yourself, you can do your own staging in your own home. So you can add a couple of pillows. You can, you can add a couple of, just a couple of new things, but when you're staging it yourself, such as curtains, rugs, pillows, you could try repainting. So you don't have to go all the way out and do all of this. But when you're presenting a new home as an investor, you want to make sure that you stage it right, in my opinion. Let's see. Also, the monthly furniture rental. So that rental normally costs between $500 to $2,000 per month. If furniture needs to be rented for an extended period of time, of course, there might be additional fees. As mentioned, the size of the home matters. The larger the homes, the more is required, the more furniture, the more decor, and more increasing cost. I think when you are starting to do these real estate investment ventures, I think I think I could take my glasses off. Let me check here. I think I'm done. Show my eyelashes. No, I'm just joking. But I think when you're first creating your budget, I think that you should also have a staging budget put in there as well, so that you can be 100%, ready to rock and roll and get your property sold. So, yeah, that's pretty much so it with staging the home. Do you guys have any questions?
Can I bring my own furniture?
Um, I would not suggest bringing your own furniture, but if you are an investor and you want to maybe purchase your own furniture for your homes, you can do that, but you have to also understand that each home is going to have a different setup. Each home is going to have a different square footage. So every situation is going to be different. So as I mentioned, if you can, you know, when you're creating your budget, because there is a budget that goes along with doing this type of business, when you're creating your budget, put that in your budget as well. So put the staging in there. Right now, I'm working on a property where, they're saying how the staging wasn't, they're kind of over budget. They said that they might do virtual staging. So then they talked about doing partial staging. For me personally, I feel like it should have been in the budget, and because it's such a beautiful home. It's in a beautiful area, beautiful home. I feel like it should have been in the budget, but I wasn't a part of it, of that part of it. I'm going to be the agent, and I'm very, very thankful to be selling it. So I have so here we go. It says, then when it sells, you're going to need to store the furniture. So they should just rent the furniture. That's from Big Biz. He said that you should, we got a call. Maybe. I don't know. I thought it's on my phone.
I was thinking about that because I was like, well, as an investor, when you're flipping the properties and things like that, maybe keep specific, like maybe decor in a storage and not maybe like the big pieces, but like specific things like our towels and things like that are a little bit more luxury. But we do have a caller. Let's go ahead and take it to the phone line here. Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey guys, it's Charlotte.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Char.
Hi, my co-host. Do you miss me?
I do. I miss everyone.
It sounds like you need some tea and some honey and
Char
some
sounds like our
turmeric.
dear old granny right now. Oh my goodness. Please drink
I'm
some tea.
drinking Pedialyte right now.
Yeah, for some electrolytes.
You
Yes.
need some tea and some honey and a nice fluffy scarf around your neck with some Vicks.
Fluffy? What? It has to be fluffy?
Yes.
What? It's not stylish to be fluffy. I already look like a crackhead.
Some of them look nice.
Well, they too, but not with a fluffy scarf. It's not stylish right now.
You gave her a fashion insult and her voice came back a little.
It did. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I mention the 3-letter people, I wonder what she would do.
She gonna hang up.
To your question, Lexi, I just wanted to say though, when you have to think about it, when you're doing this, if you actually store stuff, then you have to pay for a storage every month.
True.
So, storages can cost money every month. So the money that you're paying for that storage is the money that you could pay to actually go towards renting it. And as I mentioned, if you put it in your budget, then you can't lose if you have it already budgeted in and make that part of your, budget.
I think staging is just awesome. I think that's going to always be probably my only favorite part of real estate. And I think because I don't know much about it, but because it's the interior decorating part, and I'm like, oh, that's exciting. So when you said staging, I was like, oh,
I love it. I think when you walk, it doesn't matter if it's a staged house in a area that isn't as luxurious. For me, I can look at the investor and look at the property and say, okay, they put something into this. So when someone puts something into something, then you respect it more. So, I think staging is everything.
I just want to see something purple and I'm sold. I just want to see something purple.
Well, Shavana, normally with staging, they don't use purple, but
See, you're just trying to tear down my dream, and I'm not going to let you.
Shavana needs to save up and just go ahead and purchase Paisley Park.
Right.
Wow. Wouldn't that be
Let's
nice?
drop off.
Yeah.
Let's drop off where Prince used to live.
Yes, that'll be her. That's it. Because most of the ideas in the color schemes, I'm like, yeah, Paisley Park, go ahead.
Yes,
All for you.
I
But
would.
for a client, if they do like the color purple and that's one of their favorite colors, you can throw a little splash of it in there. You
Thank
could,
you.
yeah, you
Just
can throw it on the
a
pillows.
accent.
You could, yeah, an accent. You could throw it in the pillows. You could put it on the candles. So it's a lot of different ways to kind of, because at the end of the day, it's all about getting that particular client to envision what it is that they want. So to me, it's all about making sure that that client can see it.
Which is again the reason why when I get my first house, I'm hi Crystal, I'm here, I'm new. Tell me what to do step by step, or can I just give you the money and you just do it? And yeah, and we'll be okay like that.
I can give it to you however you like it.
Not a problem. And
You
I will
know,
mail any document you need me to.
whatever we got to do to get it sold. But yeah, so that's the way we would do it. But that's pretty much so it, guys. Shar, did you want to add anything to the staging process? I know we both.
No, you did an amazing job talking about it. I wholeheartedly agree. I don't know if you saw the comments, but I wholeheartedly agree. The investment in staging, I tell anybody to take the plunge to do that.
You
And if you're
need to take
dabbling
something.
and if you're dabbing in real estate, if you're trying to be like an investor or you're buying, you want to buy more than one piece of property, it's worth it to stage the home, store the furniture. Um, what I did is I put it in my building. I put it in the garage. I, had them secure the garage, and I used the garage at the building initially for it. So just an idea.
Yeah, it's a lot of different ways to get things done in real estate, and that's one of the beauties of the business is that it's so many different ways that you can make money inside of this business doing so many different things. And as we continue to do the show, we will give you more information and different ways that you can strategize, utilize, and of course, get a return on your investment.
I'm just so excited about getting my new first home. Like it seems like it's gonna be a lovely process, and for something like this that's new, like I'm gonna be so excited to get to the finish line. Like I think that's what I'm most excited about, the finish
Okay,
line.
Mama, what's your time frame like?
I haven't thought about that. Not in detail because I'm stuck on the area and what I'm looking for far as the community and you know just it's a lot that plays into buying a home, and then I'm in between if I just want to buy the home or if I just want it built from the ground up. So I'm making my decision based off of that first. I'm just not gonna jump into it. I want to take my time with it because that is gonna be my first, and I want it to be memorable.
Well, I always say that, whether you're investing as an investment or if for an investment piece to flip it, to rent it, or if you are living in the home for yourself, it is a major, 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 major commitment and it is a major, major deal. So it is definitely something that you should take out the time. Happy New Year. It is definitely something that you should take out the time to do, but you don't want to think about it so hard that you never, ever, ever, ever get what you want out of it. So give yourself some time to think about it, but make sure that you enjoy this life that we have. And whether you are in home ownership residentially or whether you are flipping and renting, real estate is one of the main avenues to make money.
As well as
It's it's a
accounting, because you're gonna
it's a
want
it's a
somebody to always
yeah, but
count
it's
your
a
money
tool.
and keep your books.
It's a tool for wealth. It is for generational wealth.
Mhm. Yep.
It definitely is. It brings and it also, it's something to have as a legacy, and it's gonna be in the family for so long, and you know it's memorable. It's family times, it's photos, it's
Girl,
videos.
And
nobody cares about no memories. It's about making money.
and also, one of the things that I'm learning right now inside of real estate is that it is very important that I mean, to each his own, everybody can do it however they want to do it. But in the end, we're here to save and make as much as we can and
Right.
protect ourselves as well. So you really want to put your company in not your company, your home, I'm sorry.
It's
My
okay.
my hair turned blonde. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You want to make sure that you put your home in an LLC, your investments, all of that, or a trust, so that you are protected. So when you're living out here in life, when you're doing business, it's all about protection too. So I think a lot of times, if you don't know anything any better, then you can't do any better. But the more information and the more knowledge you receive, and the more people that you trust and talk to that honestly know a little bit more than you to give you a little bit more of information, the better off you are. So in this business and real estate, not only do you need money, but you also need to be a good listener so that you don't bust your head wide open while you're doing things, because it can be a problem. And the problem really comes from lack of knowledge. So for me, myself, I always like to have myself surrounded by people who are big in this business and know what they're doing, so that I can, give out as much information as I can and know what I'm doing. So when you're purchasing these homes, you also want to make sure that you put them in LLCs. If you are an investor and you're doing multiple homes, as I said, it takes money to make money. So you want to put them in multiple LLCs, and you also want to put them in a trust. So
two things I learned about mortgages and loans years ago as a young officer. They wanted us to, half of us listened, half of us, didn't. They wanted us to put our homes in trust to protect ourselves. Fast forward 20 years later, that was probably some of the best advice I received. Additionally, I was reading a few weeks ago, and I read that our community is behind because we purchase one home, and that's our forever home. We never start with the starter home and move on. So that was really impactful. I'll share it to maybe to our YouTube. I'll share it, or to our page. I'll share it. It was made for a very interesting read.
Yeah, you know what, Shar? I think a lot of times people get scared to move on the money. But, one of the things is that, in order to move in this, you have to be fearless. You have to be willing. Yeah, you have to be fearless. You have to be willing to pull from that equity from that property so that you could put it in something else, or sell that property. As you mentioned, a person purchases their first home and they want to live in it forever and they don't want to do anything else with it. The roof can be caving in, the stuff can be dropping off of the wall. And because they are so scared, because they're not knowledgeable of how
well, to.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
People have to be able to take calculated risk.
There you go. Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like risk. A lot of people don't, and a lot of people are not risk takers. Not to certain degrees. They may take a risk of crossing a busy road when the light is green, but to purchase a home and to let it go and try to flip it, that's a major risk that a lot of people aren't willing to take. So again, it does come with what you said, being knowledgeable, and then also knowing who to talk to and what questions to ask.
Big Biz says, and this is big business. Big business. When I say big business, they take care of big business. And he says, no risk, no reward.
No reward. Absolutely.
So it's no risk, no reward. And so you have to look at it like that, so that you can get it, like I got someone right now that has all this equity in their house and their car is falling apart, and they've just constantly are just strapped for cash. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Sitting on cash.
You sitting on cash. And this is a money person. But I think sometimes because people have been through trials and tribulations with trying to survive and make it in life, that they get scared and they want to hold it close to their heart. But I mean, life is about also, being prosperous, enjoying your life.
It's a mentality. I remember when my mother was forcing me to buy a property at 21, forcing me. I remember all the naysayers telling her that she was wrong. It was the worst decision. Fast forward, that's the best decision that's ever happened to me. What if she had listened, or I had listened to them trying to go circumvent my mom telling me that I shouldn't have been thinking about property at 20 and 21? Same thing I'm doing to my children.
Me too. I'm doing the same thing,
No
Shar.
risk,
No.
no reward.
And the thing is
And
that people can only give you information from where they're at in their life. And that's why it's so important that you deal with people who are either, I ain't gonna even say on the same level as you, because those are the people that we love. So you deal with people on the same level as you. But when it comes to making moves, you want to deal with people who can give you the information and place
Like-minded people.
right, put you in that mindset so that you won't be scared to make that move. Right now, I'm getting my sons set up to take care of business so that when they're 21 like Shar, then they can understand the business themselves. That's why Shar has so much of a wealth of information, because at 21 years old,
She was getting fed the
exactly,
information.
right.
The knowledge was being given to her. And again, we have to look at our parents giving out this knowledge. And if they aren't giving out this knowledge, is it because they just don't know, or they don't know who to ask, or what is the hesitation?
And we
Because
owe
the
it to
information,
ourselves as people of color. We owe it
yeah,
to ourselves as people of color. It's this lady that I follow on social media. I really like her. She's really, really smart. Her name is Dr. Bryan. And she says that we need to give each other privilege. And
yeah,
part of privilege is not gatekeeping information.
yes.
right? Give it out, make it available for everyone to see. And this goes back to one of your questions about being your authentic self. Like, this helps, and I think it sets the stage for a lot, because again, if we could go back and we can research when is the next pair of shoes coming out, or when is the next album release, these are questions that we need to be asking when it comes to return on investment, purchasing a property. What questions should I ask? Can somebody recommend me to someone? So this is where all this plays a role at.
And a lot of it comes from people being scared to see other people
Yeah.
become more successful than them.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
And
got some jealous people
I
out
mean,
here.
that's really a lot of the root of it, is the gatekeeping and the holding on to information, is because they are concerned about whether you're going to surpass them or not. But life, in my opinion, is about enlightening and helping other people. So if you enlighten other people and you help other people, you won't concern yourself about someone surpassing you. You will look at that individual and you will say, I've done my job.
Yes, and you would also celebrate with them,
Of
because
course.
maybe it's just not your turn yet. Maybe
Well,
you're not in a space where you could take on everything if it was to be given to you right now. So sometimes you just got to be patient and wait.
Shar, I heard you getting ready to say something.
I was going to say, it's oftentimes people are fearful and they use fear to gatekeep because they're not going to do it. They don't feel they're capable of doing it. So they gatekeep because they don't want anyone else to do it. So it holds the whole generation, the whole community, us as a whole, behind. So it's just, I don't always think it's jealousy. I think a lot of it's fear.
Is all a lot is I mean, I would
Fear
say
based.
that fear is a root cause of jealousy, as you know. So if the root cause of something is the beginning of it. So
Yeah.
Fear and is attached to so much, just as risk, when it comes to so many things and on so many different levels. How about we pose that question to our listeners when it comes to, as you and Shar mentioned, about the return on investment, having that knowledge being given to you, like you said, Shar, it was the best advice that you could have given in setting that stage for your children at a young age to follow in your footsteps. How about we see what our listeners say? And also to some of the questions that Lexi had. I think those were very, very powerful questions. We're at 708-223-8953. Give us a call, listeners. Let us know what you're thinking.
Shavonna, you had a couple people on your live that were trying to ask tax questions.
I did not see that. I do apologize, but I'm glad you caught on to it. Can you give me
I
those
responded.
questions?
I gave them the phone number. I responded. I gave them the phone number. Well, that's because I'm at an unfair advantage. I was able to see it while you guys were talking.
It can get a little difficult. That's I usually don't even go live when we're on air because the comments sometimes you see them and sometimes you don't. And like when I get finished with the live, then I'll see comments that I didn't see at all. But speaking of, I do want to say shout out to Marley Caprice. Thank you for tuning in. And she chimed in and said people are scared you're going to surpass them, which is true. And that even happens beyond just real estate investing. That happens in just about I think every sector of business.
Anytime that I feel a sense of discomfort, because we're all I'm gonna label it as discomfort instead of tagging exactly what it is. So for me, anytime I feel a sense of discomfort, I always ask God, I pray God to take that feeling up off of me, because at the end of the day, I don't have time for it. I'm better than that. I'm bigger than that. My mindset is better than that. So I always just ask God to take that feeling away from me, whatever that may be, so that I can be joyous, happy, or whatever for anyone, because we all can fall prey to whatever it is that we're going through. But most of the time, I always say it's something over there with that person. So whatever it is, we can all fall prey to it. But I think if you ask God to take that away from you, then it makes it a much more easier journey. So that's what I do.
It does.
And you know,
one of my very, very good friends, she normally chimes in, and she's absolutely spectacular. She always says that you only attract who you are. So you're absolutely right, Crystal. You have to pray and actually be real with yourself. That's one of the most difficult things that we struggle with. I often, when I would see that as a young child in the Bible, come in spirit and in truth, I read it, but I didn't actually ingest it until I got to be an adult and had to have some hard conversations with God about my shortcomings. So that's actually really, really good, because that means that you're on top of the feelings that you're having. You don't want to embody that energy, and that you are doing the work in order to stay at a high vibrational place.
Yeah, because as entrepreneurs, business people, business women, you have to have good energy. I mean, you can have everything in your pocket, you can have everything in the bank, but there are people that won't do business with you, and you'll miss out on a lot of opportunities, not having that good energy. So yeah, and you have to know that when you are in sales, that your energy is going to attract it to you. So people buy things from you and buy things off of you based upon your knowledge, how much you know, but a lot of it has to do with you.
Yes, who you are. And
Yeah.
and again, that's why I said earlier, when it comes to marketing, like I love to stand out there and market myself. I want you to know me, because we're establishing a rapport right then and there. So you get to see me. You get to say, okay, you can get a feel for a person with their energy and their vibes when you meet them. You know what's good and what's not so good. So I just think that's so important to establish that rapport and get out there and just do more so people can know who you are as that person, while holding that professionalism and just being in touch and in tune with who you come across.
I'm like this. If I don't admire you, I don't want nothing to do with you. So I have to admire you too. Like you should admire the people that you have yourself surrounded by. If you're not admiring the person, what are we doing here? Because when you admire someone, you listen to them. You know that they have your best interests at heart. You speak to them in truth. They speak to you in truth. So, I'm looking for admiration.
I'm glad that you said that. I want to use that as a question for Shar. Shar, do you admire me?
I admire you.
Yes, it's taking you too long to answer this question. I feel offended.
We not in a relationship. Yo, spouse
No,
is about to get me.
no, see, you're taking this out of context. Crystal just said that
No,
you.
you're not going to set me up with IRS. No, I don't admire you. No.
Okay, so
Uh-uh.
so Charlotte, let me ask, since you brought up the three-letter people, let me ask you something. Did you do what you were supposed to do last Saturday?
Girl, I don't even what happened today. What is she talking about?
Did you?
She was in Vegas last Saturday.
No, she was supposed to do her BOI.
Oh, I'm not doing that because it got paused again, girl.
No, it's
Yes, it
reinstated.
did. No, my attorney sent me something 3 days ago. It got paused again.
Okay. So
Yeah,
the
it got
show
paused.
after the 13th, if you tell me that you got a fee, I'm gonna laugh at you.
I'm not going to get a fee because the CPA is an attorney, so it was forwarded to me. It got paused again.
Oh, okay.
And you know, Shar's
But
quick on her toes, so you know it ain't too much. That she gonna
Shar
get.
just don't want to be in compliance. That I'm just a firm believer of
no,
that.
it's not that I don't want to be in compliance. I want to be in compliance when there's something to be compliant to.
Well, I can agree with Shar on that, because you want to keep people as you want to protect yourself as much as possible. So you want to keep situations at bay until you have to. So it's good for you to know the deadlines of things, know when things are being paused and stuff like that. Because once you put the 3-letter people, whoever that is, it could be the IRS, it could be the FBI, it could be whoever. You want to make sure that you protect yourself and move with what would be the word I'm looking for?
I want to move strategically.
Move strategically. That's the word I'm looking for.
Always. I want to be lawful. I want to do what's right, but I also I don't just take anything.
NIA.
You don't have to just take anything.
We'll definitely
And I don't agree with that BOI. So I will come into compliance once they come up with something. But I have a feeling once we get closer to a change come January, I'm thinking that it's probably going to go bye-bye. But that's just my personal thought.
And then a lot of people feel like once you put them in your business, they're in there. So that's the reason why some people move strategically. Not that you have anything to hide either.
No, I'm one of the people that you just can't. I was one of the kids that you just can't tell me something. You have to explain to me why, and then I have to go do the research. They just told me to do it. They didn't provide any explanation. I've never read a law regarding it. So just don't tell me to do something. Tell me the why. How is it going to benefit me? What are the consequences? Don't just tell me to do something, and that's just how I am.
I'm like that too. I don't just jump and move. Like when I was in a relationship, one of the things that my person way back when somewhere would always say to me, he would always say, every time I tell you to do something, you got to question what I'm saying. And it's like, no, I'm not questioning what you're saying. I'm just trying to get clarity on it myself. That's it. I'm not doubting you. I'm not saying that you don't know what you're talking about. All I'm saying is that I need to know myself. So I'm in agreement with that.
I think
I'm not being blindly led, nor I need to be able to explain and stand on my own 2 feet. So no, I'm not fear-based. So I don't want to be led by fear. Oh, don't do it. This is going to happen. I'm just closely watching it. So I'm one of the ones that he said he has probably 30 people who are like me. And he keeps sending us the updates. He advised us to do it. And then, told me to pause and then advised me, sends me the legal literature every time there's a change in it. So I'm like that. And mine tells me, he used to say that I need to stop talking back and listen. He's the boss. So yeah, that doesn't work for me. I need explanations and reasoning. I need to read the bills and the laws. So yeah, there has to be a reason why.
Well, Lexi was right.
Yeah, all that information is definitely out there, and I think we will go ahead and look into that as well, so we can update our listeners with the most accurate and current information regarding the BOI. I went ahead and filed it because the fees and fines were enough for me, and it really wasn't that much of a hassle. But all that literature is is it FinCEN?
Yes, it's still on FinCEN.
FinCEN website.
Yeah,
I
checked it on Friday.
So we'll definitely double check to make sure we're giving out the most accurate information, and we definitely appreciate all of our listeners for tuning in, guys. We are almost wrapping up. I guess we can have Shar give everyone her information.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, I have a class upcoming July 11th and 12th.
January.
What did I say?
July.
That's okay, Shar. We know it's the medicine.
We've already promoted it, so it's okay. It's January, guys.
So so maybe that's why I'm talking about July.
That's what I'm talking about, Shaw.
So it's January the 11th and 12th. It's a 16-hour class. We also do 3-hour renewals. There's self-defense, 844-426-6232. And that wraps it up for me, guys. Oh, pray for me that I feel better, that I actually feel better than I sound, though.
And listen, we got some troopers here, okay? Because Shar is not feeling good, and she still stepped in and did her due diligence to her co-host. So thank you so much for Shar.
Yes, Shar.
Absolutely.
And we still want you to get some tea and some turmeric and some honey.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys my information. For those who don't know, my name is Crystal Lewis. I am your investor-friendly realtor here. You can follow me on Instagram at Bella_Crystal72. You can also find me on Facebook as Crystal Lewis. And you can also email me at Crystal, CrystalLewis @kw.com. And you can also call me at 312-877-6687. Don't be afraid. Step out on faith, make that risk, and let's make it happen.
Hey, you can reach me at 312-837-7219. I am on all social media platforms as Anointed Accounting. Website is www.anointedaccounting.com.
And it's your girl, CEO Lexi. I can be found on all social medias at CEO Lexi Couture and on Facebook at Alexis Arce. And of course, my website is www.couturemusicmgmt.com. We want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in to the
Yes,
Super
thank
Business
y'all.
Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. We will see you next week from 3 to 5 p.m.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
See you, great big
Thanks
world
for
out
tuning
there.
in.